In the course of life, things go on well. And there are times that things don't go as planned. There are times that we have it so good, and other times things might not be favorable. One thing I believe that we need through different seasons of life is the critical ability to know what to do. When you know what to do in any situation, you are better protected. You will take the right steps, and then the results are fantastic for you to see. It doesn't have to be even in uncertain situations alone. It doesn't have to be in unfavorable situations alone. But even when things are going good, you need to know what steps to take. You need to have the wisdom. And that is why we are advertising for the sons of Issachar. Yes, you heard me right. The sons of Issachar are those ones who know what we ought to be doing. And if you ask me, in today's world, if there's anything any nation, any leader needs, in fact, if there's anything that any family needs now, they need to identify the sons of Issachar amongst them. Around you, God has placed someone who knows the times and the season and who is perceptive enough to instruct on what to do. Are you one? Are you perceptive? Are you astute? Do you display wisdom? See, there are people that they look at you and they'll just tell you, oh, do it this way, don't do it this way. They'll tell you, take these steps. I'm not talking of seers. I'm not talking of those who will tell you, oh, go to the market tomorrow. No, not that. But when it comes to the seasons of life, there are people who are gifted in knowing what to do and most times how to do it. So for every nation, we need such people. We have such people. It's just that some of them have not identified themselves, or they know they have this gifting, but they've not been given the opportunity. The time is now. The sons of Issachar were noted for their wisdom. They were astute. They were perceptive. Do you have a spouse who is that perceptive? Who tells you things and over time you realize that this person is gifted? They advise you. At times it comes in form of advice. It's not necessarily a vision or anything. At times it's just a simple advice, or why don't you go into such business? Or why don't you scale up your business? Or why don't you prepare for summer? Why don't you think of this idea? They are idea labs. Most times when people follow their advice, they tend to be profitable. Every family needs such. Every nation needs such. Every organization needs such. They need people who can guide them, who can look at their books and say, oh, you know what, from what I can see, I think our strength is in this area. Why don't we concentrate on this area? They can look at the books and then say, you know what, this venture is draining us. Let us not do it. Or at times, they even just advise you to go into a venture that no one has ventured into before. And it looks silly at that point in time. But if you just go with their advice and just follow through, you'll find out. It's almost like you hit a gold mine. Some people are gifted with knowing the times and the seasons, and especially what you ought to be doing at that point in time. Check if you're one, because we need you. Yes, we need you now. Nigeria needs you. The whole world needs you, especially at this time when every nation is crumbling under economic recession. And it's not only in the area of economy alone. In every aspect of life, we need such people. There is always someone like that in every family, in every organization. Yes, they might not have been discovered, but now is the time to look deeply and help these people discover their gifting. Do you have people who work for you who are perceptive? There are people who actually devote time to a retreat with their members of staff. They take them somewhere and then just have them banter and brainstorm over different plans that the organization might have. And such organizations leave that retreat, take some of the key points of their deliberation and their resolution, and then they begin to execute it. And you wonder how that organization has been able to remain relevant and profitable over the years. It's because they've always had this time to retreat and tap into this gift of the sons of Issachar that some of their members of staff have. Is there someone around you who has displayed such gifts? You might not have actually placed much importance on it, but now that we are talking about it, begin to look deeply. You might even be that person. You casually tell your friends what to do. You casually tell your friends who not to date. You casually tell your friends what steps not to take. You casually tell your friends, oh, Why don't you go for your degree? And they just listen to you, go for their degree, only to find out that in the next few years, that degree is so relevant and is the one that is giving them the leeway that they have today. If you're such a person, this is the time to actually help your family. Bring out your gift and help your organization. Bring out your gift and help this nation. And ultimately, we need you to help the world. We could have all the resources, but if we don't know how to use them, when to deploy them, we'll just be a people who has so much plenty, yet poor. Same thing for family at every level, really. Even in your organization, you need that unique ability to know what to do, when to do it. It is a critical thing that everybody, or else you'll just be beating about the bush. You'll be taking on projects that you shouldn't take on. You'll be embarking on journeys that you shouldn't embark on. You'll be sitting at home when you're supposed to go out, and you'll be out when you're supposed to actually sit still and see the salvation of the Lord. Whether you are in any crisis or you are having it good at this time, you need to know what to do. If you don't have that gift, ask God to lead you to someone who has it and who can put you through and enlighten you. Are you a son of Issachar? We need you. Please subscribe to my channel so you can get more updates on the different unique talents that the world needs right now. Thank you and God bless you.